Hello everyone, welcome to the second weekly Desktop Dungeons challenge video. This week we attempt the really ridiculous challenge of doing the Labyrinth, Purist, and Warmonger, so no preparations, no glyphs. And I apologize for this being only half of a run, and this is also a post-commentary. The reason for that is that this wasn't originally going to be filmed. I was just messing around and seeing to check if this practical combination worked. And I got really optimal starting conditions and dungeon layout and so on. I realized, hey, I can actually win this. So I started filming around this point. So let's start everything. So yes, this is me just definitely showing that this is still a Purist and Warmonger run. As you can probably tell, I started worshipping the Glowing Guardian at level 1, got a bunch of health boosts that let me survive and explore, converted everything for ridiculous damage so I could wreck everything in my way, and now Rex was one monster away from showing up. So now that I have him with me, I just go ahead and convert to Tiki Tuki. Speaking of which, I should have done that before killing that level 1 zombie for more piety, but it works out in the end. And then all that's left for me to do is just to grab all the reflex pots I can. If you take the time to look, I need exactly 2 sets of reflexes of the boon that is to kill Rex. And I have just enough piety for that. So I go ahead and tribute for the remaining, grab the second set of reflex pots, by which I mean reflex and quicksilver, and start taking on Rex. So, dodge, so I use my reflex pot. Dodge, check quicksilver again, this time it doesn't dodge, so I go attack the zombie to try and trigger the dodge again, and it doesn't trigger. That's really rather unlucky considering that with my natural rogue dodging I had a 70% chance of dodging both times. And now I'm panicking because I'm thinking, well, did I just screw this up? This was the ideal setup. This is really annoying. Is there anything I can do? And yes, there is something I can do. There's a solution sitting in my inventory as of now. And I haven't considered it yet because the thought of risking God's punishment is kind of scary, but really it's pretty obvious. The Badge of Honor lets me take a death protection, and I need 10 piety to offset the penalty. So I go and kill that level 1 zombie, and that level 5 zombie. There, that's just enough for me to take a death protection hit without pissing Tiki Tuki off, and now the dodge actually triggers, thankfully. Too bad I lost that 10% bonus damage, but hey, I actually win against Rex, which is nice. So, now to find the other boss. If you're observant, you'll have noticed that the other boss is actually hiding in the bottom right corner, but I haven't noticed that yet, unfortunately. So here I am, looking over there, and had I noticed that the boss was down there, I would most obviously have gotten to check first. Is the Iron Man, which is awesome, exactly the kind of boss I need. Unfortunately now that means killing those monsters earlier, that level 5 Gorgon and that level 6 zombie means that unfortunately I don't have anything to re-trigger a dodge chance from Quicksilver. But it turns out to be alright. So I'm sitting on 30 piety. That's the sub-dungeon where I got that sword, by the way, if you're wondering. It's the one with the 3 trolls that you have to rearrange. Turned out to be nice because I could use my the exploration I was wasting by looking around dungeon, looking for bosses and stuff like that. I used the health I got from that to push those trolls around, which got me a few extra nice things. This is just me turning over every stone, trying to make sure I haven't missed anything because I'm a bit stressed at the idea of committing to this boss fight. But yeah, so I am actually realizing that I'm never going to be able to take a hit from that boss regardless. So the obvious way of getting enough piety for the 2 extra reflex spots I need is to just go ahead and desecrate Dracul, which I'm putting off and trying to think of an alternative just because, I don't know, Dracul's kind of scary. It used to be in the alpha that if you pissed him off he would just kill you, no ifs, no buts, no whatevers. But in this version, desecrating Dracul is actually fairly tame. He just takes 20 max HP away from you, which isn't nothing, but it's probably one of the desecration punishments that does the least difference overall. I mean, Earth Mothers you can cancel with a burn salve. Binlore, if you don't have any resistances, doesn't matter at all. But after that, Dracul's 20 HP doesn't feel like a big deal in the end. Especially here where my max HP doesn't matter anymore. So, reflexes, and I have everything I need. Quicksilver ones. Yes. I'm not entirely sure why I'm waiting here. Dodge, good. And the next Quicksilver, and it dodges again, thankfully. It was really quite unlucky that shot against Rex where I missed twice in a row. But we got around that, and we won. So yes, Orc Rogue. Not a reliable strategy at all, but then I don't know that there is any actually reliable strategy for this. And if anything, if you're going to try this, you might as well take a solution where when it works, it really works. I considered trying out a Dwarf Rogue as well, using the Dwarf's HP to get through the dungeon, and also maybe using it in conjunction with Dracul's Sanguine buff to let me heal in between boss blows, but I haven't checked the numbers, so I don't know if I would actually be able to tank those boss hits, especially Rex's boosted health. So yes, Purist and Warmonger, you have the full story in the event log, and that was it for this run. See you next week!